So hi everyone, my name is Esteban. I'm the CEO and co-founder of TRM. We're a fintech company that helps financial institutions mitigate their exposure to the risk of cryptocurrencies like money laundering and fraud. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about TRM, but I'm going to spend most of my time telling you about biology, and specifically evolutionary biology and how we've used principles from biology to get closer to product market fit at TRM. So real quick, what is TRM? As I mentioned, we prevent cryptocurrency fraud and financial crime. We have two core beliefs. The first is that cryptocurrencies and a peer-to-peer financial system can empower billions of people. The second is that the lack of this type of infrastructure is a big barrier to the traditional financial world adopting cryptocurrencies. So we hope that the work that we're doing will accelerate this world that we want to see. The story that I want to tell starts in 2016. It starts with the struggle. I'm sure many of you might know this struggle. It's 2016. I quit my job at McKinsey, and I was starting a social app to help people make friends. Ironically, I wanted to build a better meetup. Now, if you wanted to make a master list of all the mistakes that a startup could make, it's almost like as if I saw that as a buffet and I just went through and did each one of those. So the app was like local events. You could sign up, you could meet people, make friends. These are kind of some of the reasons why we died. No team, I was in a bad location, crowded market. Everyone and their grandma has tried building this type of app. I coded 200,000 lines of code before launching. It took 5 months. And it turns out not a lot of people wanted what I was building. So I had 3 months of money left. My biggest fear was going back to my old job. I had one more shot. And so I asked myself, how do I not mess this up? I'm going to go fix all these things. Well, a lot of these are straightforward. Most of them, no team. Okay, let's find a co-founder. Bad location, I'm going to move to San Francisco. I was in Virginia. Crowded market, I'm going to build an emerging tech. 5 months, just try ship faster. But with this thing down here, I wanted a repeatable strategy for getting to product market fit. It seems so nebulous, and it's this multi-dimensional thing where there's so many variables that are involved in getting into product market fit. So before I wanted to be a startup founder, I wanted to be a biologist. And one of the models that we have in biology that also deals with optimization in a multi-dimensional system is evolution. And so I started looking at evolution and seeing what lessons can we pull from evolutionary biology in terms of having a repeatable strategy for getting to product market fit. Evolution, for those who don't know, is the process by which organisms increase their fitness. Fitness is a fancy word to say organisms' ability to both survive and reproduce. And the reason why this is such a cool metaphor is that in the same way that you've got organisms competing for resources out there in the wild, and there's factors like the environment and population density that affect organisms' evolution, it's the same thing in startups. You've got startups competing for limited resources. There's market saturation and market trends, all of these things impacting how likely your product is to get to product market fit and become a big company. So organisms trying to optimize fitness, startups were trying to optimize product market fit or growth. Let's talk about Sewall Wright. This guy's the father of what's known as the fitness landscape. In 1932, he put out a paper that says, he's a cool dude. It says, fitness, you can think of fitness as try to visualize it in a three-dimensional landscape where the X and the Y are different traits that might increase an organism's fitness, and the elevation is how fit that organism is. And we can visualize evolution by imagining an organism climb up these peaks, right? So what does this look like for startups? Or what does it look like in evolution? It kind of looks like this. You've got a population, and they are evolving up the landscape towards peaks, basically. What does this look like for startups? So this is what a rugged fitness landscape looks like. And you can imagine that certain products would be clustered together. And what you're trying to do as an entrepreneur is you're down here where nobody cares about your product, and you try to evolve your product so you get it up to a peak. So maybe that's what it looks like. You've got like ride sharing over there in those peaks. You've got payments here. You've got home sharing over here. And your first job as an entrepreneur is to like just land on the map. You just got to start somewhere. And then your second job, and if you guys have played Fortnite, this is what it's kind of like. Like what startup am I going to build? You just got to pick somewhere on the map and just start. So you start there. Your second job as an entrepreneur is to evolve to product market fit. All right. So far, so good?
Yes.
How do we evolve? So evolution has 3 ingredients. It's variation, selection, and like time. Variations, you got to generate a bunch of like different things, see which ones are the best. That's the selection part. Selection means killing the things that aren't working, taking the ones and reproducing and creating variants off the things that are working. And then you need time because you need that cycle to happen over and over and over again. And so how do we optimize these 3 things in a startup? So the first thing you got to do is increase variation. Some of the tricks that we found at TRM that really help there is talking to our customers. They give us a ton of ideas of like new things to build or new directions to take the product. We ship smaller MVPs. That helps us, instead of trying like 2 new features, we can try 20 new features because the unit that we're building is a lot smaller. And then finally, we iterate on copy, not code. So if we want to test an idea, the first thing we're going to do is write a sales pitch, and we're going to go try to sell it to people. And if they're ready to buy, we'll be like, hold on, we'll be right back. And then we go code it. People don't know that TRM started as a gaming company. We wanted to build like an AR Pokemon Go app. We went around and shopped it around Dolores Park. People were excited about it. This guy was really excited about it. Like, we hadn't built anything. I was showing him screenshots. I was like, you can download this on the App Store. Like, no, it was just screenshots. But we got enough interest that we actually ran an experiment in Berkeley where we texted 200 college students that we had dropped a bunch of gift cards in the middle of campus, and we caused like this minor riot of dozens of people running to campus trying to get these gift cards. Since then, we've launched 5 other products. We had like 12 different landing pages for different things. We've evolved a ton by just like trying a lot of ideas in very small experiments. The second thing is you need to have selection. You need a process by which you know what's working and what to kill. And the ingredients for good selection, first, it starts with humility. The reason why my first startup failed was because I was too stubborn about my vision. I was like, this is definitely going to work. And if I just build it and I build one more feature, people will love it. You need to have the humility to kill your darlings and the intellectual honesty to know that no one cares. Finally, pick a metric and stick to it. At one point in TRM, we had 2 different products that we wanted to build. So we literally divided the company in half, and we said, by the end of May, whoever has the most revenue, that's where we're going with. And it worked. And then finally, we write obituaries to increase our self-awareness about what is likely to kill us. Every 6 months, we write an obituary of why we're going to die as a company, as if like it already happened. And then we take those lessons and we incorporate that into our product. The final thing is increasing time. Evolution requires time. And so the tricks that we do is we're very frugal, we hire very slowly, and we do things that don't scale. You don't want to build, technical architecture to support you, for a product that you don't know people want. We hired our first employee 14 months after starting the company, our second employee 18 months. Now we have product market fit. We have more demand than we know what to do with, so now we're going to hire a lot. But early on, we were very frugal. So that's how we used evolution. Think about variation, selection, and time, how to optimize that in your own product development lifecycle. Yeah, we're TRM, we're preventing fraud for crypto, and we're hiring across the board here in SF. Thank you.